are the Pleiadians? And what is this soul group all about? Well, today I'm going to make an updated video about the Pleiadians because right now this soul group is so important for us. And the Pleiadians, together with the Arcturians, are the two starseed soul groups that have guided mankind from the beginning. They're the ones who have been there for us, who have guided us, who have helped us. And right now, they are so important for us humans to survive these difficult times that we're going through. So if you're curious about the Pleiadians and knowing who they are, what they're all about, stay tuned and watch this video. You are divine. Beautiful children of the stars. Once more, I'm back in my office here in Canada. I've rearranged things. I'm feeling good after so much traveling. And the Pleiadians have guided me so much in this last time. The whole year, actually, they've been with me and they've helped me so immensely. And I feel so connected to them. And that's why I wanted to make an updated video about the Pleiadians, because I talk about them all the time. I talk about them. So stay tuned if you're interested. And if you have a connection to the Pleiades, or if you feel that maybe you are a Pleaidian Starseed, this video might help you confirm that. So really feel into it, really be open and ask yourself, am I a Pleaidian Starseed? Am I a Pleiadian? Do I have a connection? Have I incarnated there? You could have incarnated in different planetary systems out there, in the parallel dimensions, Arcturus, Spica, Vega, Pleiades. You could be one of those star traveler souls. And that's why sometimes it's very hard to kind of pinpoint your own starseed origin, because if you have incarnated many times in all these different places, then you have a little bit of everything in you. So if some of this resonates and some of it doesn't, it could be that you are a partial Pleiadian Starseed. Now, very quickly, if you're wondering, if you're new to this channel, we talk about starseed origins, we talk about all kinds of spiritual subjects, and me personally, so you know who I am a firstborn parallel dimension soul. My first incarnation that I remember, my first incarnation was on the planet Farah as a whale being, a cosmic whale being. That's my first planetary incarnation in a physical body, as far as I know. Then I lived in the parallel dimensions on different planets as different kinds of beings, doing my work as a blueprinter, living my lives. Then I came here to the Milky Way galaxy and I incarnated on different planetary systems as well. For example, Arcturus. I had many lifetimes on Arcturus, Hadar, a little bit Alpha Centauri as well. There's many different ones. And then my last place of incarnation before coming to Earth was the Pleiades. And the very first spirit guide who ever came to me in one of my meditations, before I even knew about a lot of this stuff, was a Pleiadian spirit guide. And she took me by the hand and we flew through the universe to the Pleiades. And she showed me my home where I had lived. And that was one indicator that, yes, the Pleiades is the most important origin that I feel connected to, that I feel that I'm embodying. I feel, if I think of home, my true star home, I think of the Pleiades. That's the first place I think of. In the back of my mind is always Farah, that beautiful, deep, dark blue water planet where I lived as a whale. But that's so far back. That's kind of like my childhood soul origins. But the Pleiadians are where I feel most aligned. So, the Pleiades. Basically, the Pleiadians and the Arcturians, like I said in the beginning, are the mothers and fathers of mankind, of the humans here on Earth. They're the ones from way back, starting in times of Lemuria and even before that. They're the ones who came and helped us and guided us and gave us some of their DNA as well. Now, we know that humans are Lyran beings, okay? So Lyra is a constellation where the humans or humanoid blueprint of people, of beings, was initiated for this part of the galaxy. And the Lyran humans, they're kind of like us, they're like human beings. The Lyrans were the ones that hold the original blueprint of us. And so from Lyra, the beings, the humanoid beings from Lyra, they populated the Pleiades, and they populated Hadar, and they populated Earth and other systems as well. So the human beings on this Earth have a lot of DNA, have a lot of characteristics that are very close to the Lyrans and the Pleiadians. So I would say the Lyrans, Pleiadians, and humans are most closely connected in their DNA, in their emotional body, in the way they are, in the way they operate, the way they live, the way they lived on those planets in those places. So the Pleiadians are physically very, very, very similar to us humans. But we humans are kind of a mixed bunch. I'm saying we humans because we reside in the human body. Obviously, when I talk about the Pleiadians, I talk about Pleiadian souls that lived in the Pleiades, in Pleiadian bodies, okay? So I hope this is making sense. When I talk about humans, I'm talking about humanity, all of us, that as a soul came down and decided that we're going to try lives on Earth. We're going to go through the incarnational cycle on Earth in the human bodies, which have a mix of DNA, a large part of the Lyran DNA, which is very much like the Pleiadian DNA. So I hope this is making sense. I hope it's not too confusing. But the Pleiadians in general, most of you, if you have dropped down from a Pleiadian incarnation, or if you are of starseed origin Pleiadian, or if you're a star traveler, most likely you came to Earth to do some work. Most likely you came to Earth, to this Earth experiment, to help humanity. Because from a galactic perspective, Earth is not really one very, very, very desirable and safe place to go. Like all of us who are here right now on Earth in human bodies, we're here mostly because of a mission, a purpose, because we said, okay, let's go, let's try it out, let's go and help. Especially the Pleiadians. I mean, right now, the Pleiades is a place that is not infiltrated by negative soul groups like here. There's no cabal, there's no draconian forces that are in charge. There's not so much polarity and duality. There are planets in the Pleiades. The Pleiades have 12 stars. They have many planetary systems where different types of Pleiadian beings live. There are third dimensional ones, there are fifth dimensional ones, but none of them are infiltrated by negative forces like here. So if you think about it, if you're a Pleiadian and you decided to come to Earth to incarnate, it's not like, oh, let's take a little holiday, oh, let's go to this place random. No, like we knew what we were getting ourselves into. We knew that Earth is a huge experiment. It's a dangerous place. It's a place that needs help if it's going to make it into the fifth dimension, because there's a lot that has been going on since the times of Lemuria, and there's a lot that's going on now. And now it's like we've come to a point, or to another point in human history, where it's like, are we going to ascend or are we going to be dragged down? And we're ascending, we've made it. But one reason why we've made it is because of starseeds like you. A huge part of the light that we are shining as starseeds is the Pleiadian energy on this planet. Is all the Pleiadian starseeds that are here, that drop down in order to help. So Pleiadian souls are souls that have deep empathy, deep emotional bodies. They want to help. They are often on a mission. They have mission and purpose and vision. They are visionaries. The Lyrans, the Pleiadians, and some human souls with those types of origins have the deepest, I would say, most sensitive emotional bodies. So a lot of Pleiadians can suffer a lot here on Earth. A Pleiadian soul that has not awakened to his or her purpose and soul identity can just suffer from all the negativity that's going on. The Pleiadians, though, they have a strong core. they have this core where it's possible to throw off and release trauma and karma very, very fast. So I mentioned in my other video that Pleiadians, they talk fast, they move fast, they think fast, they have a very high vibration in general, they can hold a lot of light, and they have this core that even though they suffer, usually they are able to push through. They're not weak-hearted or weak-minded. They have a tendency to not give up, to always believe in the good in everyone. They have a true, I would say, kernel. They have a true inside part of them that will never give up, that believes in the light, that believes in good, that believes in positivity. Pleiadians are not very negative. Pleiadians are always looking towards the light. The Pleiadians don't like the dark. Pleiadians love the light in all ways. They love candles and stars and sunlight and the light. And Pleiadians don't really like to do shadow work that much. Okay? They don't. I don't like doing shadow work. And I used to feel bad because I don't like doing shadow work or going towards the dark or believing the dark is necessary. I never believed that. I never liked that. And I used to feel bad about it until I realized, wow, the Pleiadian souls are so quick to transform. They have this quality that they can go boom, boom, boom and just leave all the bad stuff behind, so they don't have to go as deep. They don't have to do as much shadow work as other people necessarily, because they're able to just say, okay, that's it, throwing off the dark, let's move towards the light again. So I have never spent that much time doing shadow work. For me, it's in and out. Like, I can see it, I can see the karma, perceive it, move on, let's move forward. That's what Pleiadians are like, because they love the light. They love the light. They love positivity. They are not deep and dark like maybe Orion souls. Orion souls are more mysterious and deep and dark. Pleiadians just love the light, and they love to laugh. They love fun, positivity, laughter, bright colors. And as you can see here, Pleiadians love aesthetics. They love patterns and colors, and the color red, for example. Pleiadians, look at this. This is my little Janosch calendar. Pleiadians are like everlasting children. They are bright and light and love to laugh. It's like the Pleiadians are like your inner child, right? The Pleiadians are their inner child. Like, I love this so much, you know, Janosch. I don't know if you guys know this. I got this calendar when I was in Germany. This is one of my favorite children's authors, and I have a calendar, and this is my business calendar, right? My business calendar looks like this. And I love it. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, right? So this is a typical characteristics of Pleaidian starseeds. This playfulness, this love of things that are fun and bright. I love things that children love. Seriously. I love Christmas trees and presents and romanticism. And Pleiadians have this great love for life. Pleiadians love life. And Pleiadians are the ones that will say, oh, I love this so much and I love that so much. So Pleiadians love to love things, if that makes sense. They're so enthusiastic about life, and they're like this pop-up thing. Like, if you throw them down, boom, they'll pop up again. Boom, they'll pop up again. You can knock them down 100 times and they'll just pop right up again. That's also very typical of the Pleiadians. So that part of the visionary, the one who wants to help and bring light into this world. So that's very typical of the Pleiadians. Does that resonate to some of you? And a lot of times the Pleiadians incarnated here just to bring light to this earth. Just to bring light in, just to stream light in and help raise the vibration of the planet. Okay? Okay, a couple more things about the Pleiadians. Pleiadians are often healers, teachers, people who bring true benefit to others in this world. Pleiadians often feel most fulfilled when they are in a role of healing. So you'll find many, many Pleiadians in all different kinds of roles of healers. I made a video. I'll link some of the other Pleiadian videos below or up above. It may pop up there. There's actually a planet of the healers, a Pleiadian healing planet where there's a healing university where people from all over the galaxy come to learn. And that is so typical. That is so typical for Pleiadian energy, to host a university where people can learn to heal each other, the world, and the galaxy. And the Pleiadians just cannot see anyone suffer. If someone suffers, they feel it. So Pleiadians are very clairsentient, and that's why a lot of them can suffer if they have not awakened to their true potential. The Pleiadians who are asleep, who have not awakened, they can suffer so much because they just can't stand to see what's going on in the world. They can't stand to see others suffer. Me, for example, I can't watch movies where there is a lot of suffering or blood or killing or people in pain. I can't, because I feel it. I'm like, oh my goodness. Pleiadians just want everybody to be happy. They want to heal the world, and they will often dedicate their lives to heal others, to enlighten others, to help. And that is a true need in the heart of a Pleiadian many, many times. When I am able to serve and help and heal, when I do a private session with someone and I see that they're smiling and they're feeling better, and if I feel that I've made a real difference in someone's life, that's the only thing that I want. That is the most fulfilling moment, when I know that someone else is better off because of something that I did or that I said. And that's typical Pleiadian, right? The biggest reward is seeing someone else in a better place. Pleiadians also don't hold grudges. They forget, like someone does something, the next day, I'm sorry. And I feel, what? For what? Forget right away. We don't hold grudges. We Pleiadians are like, okay, whatever. Pleiadians are so loyal too. They are so loyal. They don't give up easily on anyone or anything, right? Often Pleiadians stay very long in bad relationships because they just don't want to hurt the other person. They don't want to give up on the other person. They always see the good side in the other person. It's really true. Pleiadians always see the best in everyone instead of the worst. That's very, very typical, and that's why Pleiadians can get in trouble, because they don't want to see the dark side. Like I said before, Pleiadians don't want to see the dark side, so they don't want to see the dark side in other people either, or in their partners. They always feel, maybe I can fix you, maybe I can help you, maybe you will change. That is so typical. And for me, it was a hard lesson to be learned, that if I help or heal or do anything, first of all, only do it if the other person requests it, not roll over people and try to help them like, rah, you need my help. No, 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 no. Help and heal and enlighten when someone wants it, but then detach from the results. Don't feel bad if it doesn't happen. You've done your best. And that's hard for me to learn. And when someone doesn't do the transformational work that I have shown them, for example, then it affects me a little bit. So as a Pleiadian, you have to learn to detach yourself from the outcome of other people's lives. And some of the last videos that I made were about, focusing on yourself, shining your light, and detaching from the collective. And I say this for a reason. It's not because we're not going to help heal the world and we're not going to help to enlighten and we don't have empathy. It's because, especially if you are a Pleiadian Lyran being or another being with very deep empathy, if you don't learn to energetically disattach yourself from others, you will go down. You will go down, my friend, because your heart is going to be attached and is going to suffer. And it's just too much. So it's very important for a Pleiadian soul to have your boundaries, to go boom. I'm here to help and to heal, but then in the end, you are you and I am me, and you are responsible for your own life and for your own results in the end. And I can't do it for you, right? Pleiadians want to do it for others. I'll do it for you. I'll take responsibility over you. I'll help you. I'll change your life. In the end, you can't do that. If you're a Pleiadian and you're always wanting so much to change people's lives and do everything for them, you can't. And that comes that comes with another thing, that the Pleiadians can be kind of manipulative. They can. The Pleiadians have such charisma. They have this force, so they can very easily manipulate others if they are not aligned, or even out of good intentions, right? Pleiadians often think they think they know what's best. Okay, it's like this. They think they know what's best, and they want this for the other person, so they say, oh, I know what's best for you. So they start to try to manipulate the other person, sometimes out of good intentions, but you don't know what's better for anyone else. Who are you to try to change someone? Who are you to try to save someone? So the saving and helping can very soon turn into control and manipulation, even subconsciously. So as a Pleiadian, you have a great amount of power and charisma. Often Pleiadians are great speakers. They influence others so much with their energy, with their words, with what they have to say. They're the big picture people, the teachers, you know, the visionaries. But with that capacity and with that power comes responsibility. And often Pleiadians that are not awake, that are a little bit negative, can use this to manipulate others. So you got to watch out that you enlighten, help, and I would say motivate without manipulation, right? That's one thing that the Pleiadians sometimes can do. Now the Pleiadians can be a little over the top sometimes. That's actually why, you see this? Isn't this a little over the top? These lashes? I did that on purpose to demonstrate. The Pleiadians, they like to be on stage. They like to be noticed. They like to be a little over the top. They're sometimes super dramatic. They love to be seen and wear bright colors, and they love to be in the limelight. And sometimes when a Pleiadian person comes into the room, it's like, whew, they have a big energy field. Not like the Arcturians. The Arcturians, they have more of a very quiet, more like drawn in energy field. They have this more quiet, serene, very high vibrational energy field. But just as an example, the Arcturians and the Pleiadians are very different. The Arcturians are a little more in the background. They hold themselves in more. Their emotional bodies aren't so over the top. Their emotional bodies are more deep and more calm and not so extravagant. So the Pleiadians have very, very high, extravagant emotional bodies that can be seen. So they can be a little over dramatic. They can sometimes, you know, they have this burst of energy that comes out. They can be a little bit annoying because of that, and because of their high energy, very, I would say, intense energy, which can be annoying sometimes to some people. Now, one energy that the Pleiadians hold very specifically is the energy of joy, the energy of joy. So my Pleiadian galactic team, I would say my spirit guide team, it's a council of 18 that I have 18 Pleiadians, but I also have personal Pleiadian guides, and then on different teams I have them. What they are so good at transmitting or embodying is joy. Like this pure energy of high vibe joy and excitement. So if you're feeling a little bit low and down and heavy and slow, call in the Pleiadians, call in Pleiadian energy, see what happens. And their signature energy is one of joy and upliftment. The first time my Pleiadian council came in, they came in bringing me a download, boom, of so much joy. I was jumping around on the bed like a kid, like laughing and screaming, and I couldn't believe it. It was just so amazing. And when I am feeling a little bit down, when I'm feeling sad or attacked or anything like that, and I call them in, they bring me that download of joy and love as well. Love and joy, but very high energy, very high vibe, very kind of excitable. That's how I perceive them. Now the Pleiadians are very creative and they get bored easily. They like to move around a lot. They don't like to stay in one place. In general, the Pleiadians that are here on Earth are of the very high vibrational kind. They are 5D or above. So they've dropped down from a higher dimension. That's why they are able to wake up more easily, and they're able to shine their light and remember who they are. also because of the way that they work, that they're very fast, very intuitive, very quick-minded. They're often very clairsentient and very claircognizant. Obviously, depending on your divine gift, you have the different gifts of clairvoyance or clairaudience as well. But I feel that Pleiadians, no matter what kind of psychic ability they have, they always have clairsentience as well, where they can feel things, where they have the ability to feel, and that's such a beautiful thing. Now, the Pleiadians usually also really love animals. That's what I found. They love animals of all kinds. They usually have a pet or two around them. They have great empathy and love for the animals of the earth, also for plants, for all life, for water. Certain Pleiadians have an affinity to water because there's a lot of planets in the Pleiades that have beautiful oceans where people live right by the oceans. I've also seen mermaids in the Pleiades and beautiful dolphins and whale beings that are very high vibrational. So if you're a Pleiadian, a good affinity and connection to the water as well. Now, the Pleiadians sometimes don't have much of an attention span, okay, because a lot of the planets that I've channeled there move a little bit faster, rotate faster, so everything moves a little bit faster, and because of the tendency to be high vibe, Pleiadians sometimes don't have a long attention span, right? They are not very patient, and this is me as well. I don't have a lot of patience. It's not about not being able to, you know, do a project for a long period of time or really go deep. That is possible. But like this patience of just waiting and waiting and waiting and hanging on and on and on and on, this is something that the Pleiadians don't like to do. So if you have a Pleiadian child, for example, it's going to be pretty hyper, run around all the time. Oh, 1 second, and a little friend of mine, Leo, he's meowing outside the door. You see, I told you. We love animals. Come here. Come on, Leo. Hello, my little friend. You got to say hello to the camera. Oh, yes. You know Leo, don't you? How many of you have known him since a baby, huh? Since he was a little kitten. On my old YouTube channel. Oh, Leo. Say hello. Oh, he's wet. He's got wet paws. There you go. Go on, Leo. You're wet. Oh, my goodness. Come sit on the sofa. Sit on the sofa here, Leo. All right. Okay, so just as we were talking about animals, Leo shows up. So empathy with all living things, all living beings as well. Now, the Pleiadians get along really well with other Pleiadians. It's true. Pleaidian Starseeds here on Earth, we get along so well. We recognize each other. We can really work well with each other's energy here, and a lot of times other starseeds or humanity or people seem to just move so slow for us. It's like sometimes I get so frustrated at how slow everything moves. Earth is a place that is slow. The earth revolves slowly for me. People move slowly, think slowly. The manifestation is so slow. That's why you, as a high vibe Pleiadian coming in from the 5th or 6th dimension to Earth, can be so frustrated because things take so long to manifest. It's like, why isn't this working? Right? We are used to things manifesting fast. We're used to manifesting things from thought only. And being here in the 3D where it just doesn't work that well can be very frustrating for the Pleiadians because we're impatient anyways. We're used to manifesting immediately, and now here we have to do the work and go through all the rigmarole and all the action steps of manifesting something. For the Pleiadians, Earth seems to be in slow motion sometimes. Does that make sense, huh? Does it resonate? For me, everything is in slow motion and it's so annoying. It's so annoying. So as a Pleiadian, you have to learn that you have to do more than just think and it'll appear. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way yet. We're not in 5D or 6D yet here on Earth. So the Pleiadians can sometimes just think. They can sometimes tend to want to bypass the laws of 3D, they just think they can get to the result right away, and they're disappointed if things don't happen like they want. Like for me, I'm always, in all my goal setting, everything I do, I'm always over the top, way over the top. And then if half of what I want manifests, I'm happy. And I'm like, why doesn't this work? Why? Like, I'm used to it working up there, but on Earth, So if you're like that, if you think, why is everything taking so long? Why isn't the manifestation process immediate? Why can't I get this now? I want it now. Why not? This is frustrating. If you resonate with that, then you're most likely Pleiadian, because that's just how we are. We don't like to wait for the slowness, for the molasses of Earth. Like sometimes I feel I'm like wading through molasses here, and it's really, really annoying. That's why the Pleiadians are often very motivated to gain spiritual mastery. The Pleiadians are very motivated in the ascension process to get into higher states of consciousness, to tap into their higher multidimensional self. Because when you do that, then you can overcome a few of the laws of 3D. When you tap into higher states of consciousness, you learn how to manifest fast. Magic happens, right? You can do things faster, and then life is not as frustrating for you, right? So that's why you see a lot of Pleiadians working with spirituality, tapping into spiritual realms, working on themselves. But one thing that they may not like to do is the meditation process, right? I always recommend every single person do your meditation, do your meditation. So if you're a Pleiadian and you feel, why isn't this happening? Why aren't my angels talking to, why is this so slow? Why is my spiritual process so slow? It's because maybe you've been too impatient to really do the work. So you got to do the work. Even as a Pleiadian, you got to do the work. Now the last thing is that as a Pleiadian, I feel that you can easily connect to your team of guides, to your starseed origin team. As a Pleiadian, you are not alone. You have your team up there who's rooting for you. A specific team of Pleiadian souls, people who are up there, who are waiting, who want to connect. So as a Pleiadian, if you just do a little bit of that work that I talked about, if you ask, if you connect, if you talk to your guides, you will have your team of Pleiadian guides that are there for you and that will help you, because they just love to help their own kind. And I can guarantee you, as a Pleaidian Starseed, you have your galactic family of Pleiadians who cannot wait to connect with you, who really, really want to do that. And you are able to do this, right? Don't say you can't. You are able to do this. You have those skills. You dropped in from a higher density. Without my Pleiadian team, I would be sad. This whole last year would have been worse for me had I not had my Pleiadians, who are always there. They're always there in my consciousness. They're always giving me messages, channeling things down, bringing me ideas, insight, inspirations, bringing me love, bringing me joy. They're part of me, and they make me feel more complete and more whole and not alone, not alone. So if you're a Pleiadian Starseed, or if you resonate with that, why don't you try meditating and just asking them, come in, my beautiful Pleiadians, I want to see you, I want to connect with you. Practice that a little bit, and at some point you will be surprised. They will come in. Spirit guides talk to you in different ways. Usually it's very, very subtle. Usually it's not like a full-on vision. Usually it sounds like your own thoughts. It feels like your own feelings a little bit, but if you practice it a little bit, you will be able to discern and you will be able to connect with them, right? Okay, so I hope this has been fun. I hope this has clarified for you just a little bit more what the Pleiadians are like. That's it for this video. Let me know what you think. Love you all. Natasha, Cosmic Empress. Ciao for now.